Now that we've gone through the basics of software development and SDLC, let's look at how traditional approaches handle projects. These are often called plan-driven approaches because they follow a predefined sequence of steps to deliver a product. Let's discuss the three most common traditional approaches. 1. Waterfall model. The waterfall model is the oldest and most well-known approach in software development. You can think of it like a straight line. Each phase must be completed before moving to the next one. The phases usually include requirements gathering, system design, development, testing, deployment, maintenance. For example, in waterfall, all requirements have to be completely defined before design begins. Similarly, design must be finished before coding starts. The waterfall model is easy to understand and manage. It works well for projects where requirements are clear from the start and aren't expected to change much. But the downside is its rigidity. If something changes later in the project, going back and making adjustments is difficult and costly. Also, feedback from users often comes very late, usually after the product is delivered. This can result in a product that doesn't fully meet real needs. 2. V-model. The V-model, also called the verification and validation model, improves on waterfall by adding testing at every stage of development. In the V-model, each phase has a corresponding testing activity. For example, system design pairs with system testing, module design pairs with unit testing. This approach helps detect defects earlier, which improves the overall quality of the product. However, like waterfall, the V-model is still sequential and doesn't handle changes easily. Late changes in requirements can still cause delays and extra costs. 3. Iterative model. The iterative model works a bit differently. Instead of completing the whole project in one go, development happens in smaller cycles, called iterations. Each iteration produces a working version of the product that can be reviewed and improved in the next cycle. This gives some flexibility and allows earlier feedback compared to waterfall. However, even with iterations, traditional approaches may not involve stakeholders continuously. Feedback is often limited to specific points, which can still restrict adaptability. Limitations of traditional approaches. While these traditional approaches have their uses, they do have some common limitations. Slow delivery. Working software is usually delivered only at the end of the project. Low adaptability. Changes in requirements are hard to make once a phase is complete. Limited stakeholder involvement. Customers often don't get to see or test the product until late in the process. These limitations are what led to the creation of Agile methodology, a more flexible, collaborative, and adaptive way of working. Agile allows teams to deliver work in smaller increments, get feedback early and often, and respond quickly to changes. Understanding these traditional approaches gives us a good foundation for why Agile and Scrum have become so popular in today's fast-moving world. So, in the next section, we'll explore what Agile is and how it works.